Alright, so I figured it's about time for another update. Why not? Because some of these plants have grown a little bit, not as fast as they were, but they're getting bigger. Like these over here in the middle. And it looks as though the smaller plants are in the shadier spots and the bigger plants are in, well, the sunnier spots. Who would have thought? There's a correlation. So there's a full view of the tobacco. Go over here, and in a second I'm going to top some of these with flowers. That means take the flowers off to promote the existing leaves to grow bigger than they already are, so I don't have a bunch of small leaves everywhere. And I'm going to take off some suckers, which are kind of the leaves that grow in the in-between, the spot in between the main trunk and the leaf here. So I don't see any right now, so let me go find some. So an example of a sucker gone awry is this one right here. See, the main trunk is here, but I didn't trim this one, I didn't see it, so now I have like a Y-shaped plant. I should have nipped it in the bud earlier, but I couldn't. So here's a sucker that's really small, so it's easy to pick off. See, it's in between the main trunk and the leaf. I just picked that off to promote larger leaf production, because even at the top the leaves can get pretty big. See, this is way above my head and it's a pretty good sized leaf. Same with this one, I barely reach it, and that's from keeping these plants trimmed. The goal is, for tobacco at least, to have, like, well, what I do, one stalk and not like 30 stalks coming out the sides. And also I keep taking these the flowers off. That's called topping, because I don't want these to go to flower, because when they go to flower they start to look like that. And you see I got a bunch of, I don't have just one main stalk. I got this guy coming off, this guy coming off, but it's alright because I'm letting this guy go to flower. And there is a seed pod that looks about ready. I'm gonna wait for a bunch of them to brown up. When they get brown, that's when I take them off and use their seeds. An example of another sucker, this guy right here. See, I got my main trunk and this leaf. I want to get rid of that. So the existing leaves get bigger than they are. Top it. I do something like this. I'm not sure how far you're supposed to go down. I just kind of take that off and a couple of the small leaves. I'm not entirely sure. Another one, this tiny plant. It's not growing for some reason. It's alright, it has leaves. And yeah, the leaf size is getting pretty big. These are the ones growing in like direct sunlight for hours and hours and hours a day. Yeah, that's a pretty good sized leaf, not ripe yet. We are getting some yellowing at the tip though. I'm in the shed, there we go. The tip a little yellow, but I want like half the thing yellow. And there's some yellow ones way at the bottom here. I think those would be classified as sand lugs or sand leaves. Like this one. Dirty tip. Yeah, it's covered in dirt. And not a lot of alligatoring, but yellow. I'll probably just take it off because it's like in the way when I water. But yeah, that yellow color is the color I'm going for picking the ripe leaves. Probably a few weeks off, because I'm starting to get some alligator skin. I think this is what it means to have alligator skin looking leaf, because it, well, yeah, it looks kind of like alligator skin. And there's some leaf damage over here that might be confused as like a ripe leaf. Like that. Yeah, this is actually just a sunburn, I think, right here. Right there, there's a good example. Sunburn right in there. So that doesn't mean the leaf's like ripe or anything. Yeah, and here's like a full view of that sunny patch where the giant plants are. Going inside is becoming increasingly difficult. So I guess I'll try. Pretty cool. Yeah, it's cramped in here. This is why you want to space them at the correct spacing. And these are at 2.5 foot spacing. So, hell, maybe even a little more. And I notice on some of the smaller plants, I'm not entirely sure why, I'm getting like yellow leaves at the bottom, but they're not, I don't know if they're ripe because there's not a lot of alligator skin. I wonder if they're not getting enough water or something, but there's a little bit. I don't know, like a lighter yellow. See, these are coming along. Some yellow. Alright, so I don't know how many more weeks until they're ripe, but my goal is alligator skin. Let me get a full view. Alligator skin with half green and half yellow. And that I'll consider to be a ripe leaf. There's kind of a full view, just a bunch of greenery. Looks like a jungle. Alright, we'll call it until next time.